Hello everyone. A bit late with this video. Yeah, so supposed to get it out like 2 days ago. I started having internet issues, been busy all around. But yeah. So this video is just gonna be covering just world information in general for adaptation. It's just gonna be telling about how it works and the countries and how each country works. Uh, and throughout it, I'm just going to be screwing around with my art program because this is like one of the first times I'm using it, so I'm just kind of getting to know it, learning how to use it. Uh, haven't done digital art in years. So there's that, and just throughout the video, depending on what I'm talking about, I'm going to flash like either maps or characters. So yeah, uh, there's that to look at. But yeah, that's what this video's on. So I hope y'all enjoy. This is the world of adaptation. In this world, DNA is really unstable and prone to mutations. So you have cases of animals having weird proportions and powers and just unusual characteristics. However, the major drawback is that the major mutations cost a lot more energy. So only animals that can actually produce a lot of food or just hunt effectively can actually sustain it. That really mainly just leaves humans. Uh, so they're the ones that are almost always the ones with powers or just look really fucking weird. Uh, but yeah, because of these weird mutations, you can stumble across deer that can telekinetically throw you through a tree, or a tree that can put off an acidic cloud that can kill off a small town. Crazy shit. But yeah. So there's also no limit to a person's physical characteristics. So if you want to be strong, you can just work out until you're as strong as you want to be. This will take a lot of time, but you can do it. If you want to train your eyesight, you can just look at things really far away and you will eventually just have better and better eyesight. You want to regenerate faster? Just keep on cutting your arm until you can just chop it off and it'll regrow. Uh, Even if you are powerless, you can become powerful. And this is why a lot of bullying does not really occur to powerless people, because there's some powerless people that will become strong specifically out of spite and beat the fuck out of the powerful people. Uh, so there's also a power system. It's or a power listing system, tier system. Uh, of F to S. F is you're worse than a normal human. D is like normal human. C is like slightly better, like can beat most humans. All the way to S, which is mountain level. There's only three S tiers, which we're actually going to get to in a moment, or three known S tiers. And yeah, so the main three countries of these worlds, or of this world, is Thewin, Barklaw, and Intunits. Thewin is run by Nox, whose power is absolute physical enhancement. He can he can just destroy a mountain with a single punch. He can take so much damage without actually being hurt, can regenerate from almost nothing. He's fast as hell. Uh, and he likes to run his country in the way of the strongest will get the best life. If you are strong, you deserve to live the life you want to. However, if you're weak, you get paid less, you get worse jobs. Just overall, he thinks that humans should be strong. And so that if you claim territory over weaker people and don't give them a chance to get strong, he will take that personally. He wants everyone to have a chance at being strong. Overall, this is a very dangerous place. There has been a police system put in place, but not even by Knox. It was actually it was a few different groups that kind of separately and independently made their own policing systems, just to help the people that are suffering. However, they are very, very careful not to go past Knox's orders, because if they do, they know what's going to be coming to them. I am the strongest here. You see this pile of flesh? This is what happens when you think you can undermine me. If you have something to say, say it to my fucking face. Barflaw is run by Corvidine. She has absolute gravity manipulation. Uh, she what she can do is she can create just points in gravity, or she can create points in reality, uh, where gravitational pulls exist, I guess you can say. Uh, so she can just kind of point to just a place and just say, yeah, no, right there, I want there to be a mini, basically a mini black hole. Uh, but she often uses it to as like a form of telekinesis. So she'll make a point in space where gravity is strong, but she'll only make one item affected. Uh, it'll just the specific item will be affected by it, so that way she can move it and such. However, if you really piss her off, she'll just point at your chest and say gravity, and you just will fold in on your own body. Uh, she has black wings and voice manipulation as well, because that's just something that runs in her family line, part of the whole animalistic traits thing, which I forgot to include in the earlier portion. Uh, so I'll expand upon that real quick. Uh, as because of all the weird mutations and everything, they're used. There's sometimes people that can just have like animalistic traits just mutated, and those were kind of bred through the Those were just kind of specifically bred for in the tribalistic days, because these people were seen as like better or even godlike because humans. Anyway, back to Corvidine. But yeah, she's incredibly smart, and she very, very heavily states that the reason why she is at where she is today is because of her intelligence and not her powers. She thinks that she could have done everything that she has without her powers. But anyway, here intelligence decides your fate. If you are smart, you are going to get the better paying jobs and the jobs that you want, because all the resources here go straight to education and sciences and engineering. Everywhere else has pretty much no funding. You're fucked if you go into any other field, and other fields tend to be where all the dumber people go. Uh, Crime here is pretty bad. It's not as bad as Thoin, but it's really uncontrolled. There is a police system. It's just it doesn't have much funding. Uh, but however, she does have a special task force that she did develop herself to put down any major threats. So that way, most of the major things that could stop the progression of her country are stopped before they can really start. Her and Knox actually regularly get into arguments during diplomatic discussions over whether or not she could have achieved this level of power with her powers or not. Because he believes you're strong, this is the reason you got here. And she argues, no, I am smart. I could have done this with or without my powers. Uh, so they don't get along well. Most diplomatic discussions uh, have to end early, or Howie has to get involved to kind of split them up. You must know, I wish for humanity's success and strive for progression. What both of you fools are striving to achieve is nonsensical and dangerous. The correct choice is apparent. The leader of Intudents is Howie. Everyone, eh, everyone is the villain of their own story at some point. Uh, he actually just chooses to be the villain of his story. He doesn't just like it; he loves it. He embraces that part of himself. Uh, and this is just because he believes that human nature is inherently flawed and it needs to be controlled for humans to be decent. Because of this, Intudence is run like a communist dictatorship, and it's not helped by the fact that Howie's powers are absolute hive mind control. And this is basically he can mind control someone. He can mind control anyone within a mile radius of him. And he once he mind controls them, he can subject them to his hive mind where they just can't do anything anymore. And he has complete and utter control over their body, all their senses, uh, and even their memories. Uh, so he is very dangerous and very screwed up. Uh, there's if you commit a crime here, it could be the smallest little crime, and he will send you and the law enforcement, which law enforcement here is heavy. They will capture you and bring you over to the Capitol to a place called the correction facility for the correction. And what he does is he just makes you a basically a robot by just emptying out your mind and making you his personal one of his personal subjects. Uh, and with these people, or with just even just random people that he just finds on the street, he'll just take over their mind and bring them over to gladiatorial combat like things, or even just other horrific things like forced orgies. This man is a monster. And he he's so bad that Knox and Corvidine regularly try to come up with plans to take him out. It's just they can't agree on what to do in several aspects or even get along long enough to actually bring it through fruition. Uh, Howie is aware and he just finds it so comical, but he doesn't do anything about it because he knows that they can't get along, so it doesn't even matter. Uh, Overall, living here is less dangerous, and you could theoretically live a normal life. Uh, but yeah, it's just your rights are very restricted, and you have to keep your head down. I didn't start this because I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it. But this isn't where this all started. Someone has to play the villain to keep everyone happy and controlled. I'm taking on the biggest burden out of any human on this planet. You're all welcome. And that's the world lore, or the background information. My next video will be on Puppet Master, which which once I actually get that video out, will be caught up with my Instagram account, and then I'll be updating my Instagram and this at the same time. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. And I hope y'all enjoy the characters even more, because that's what I personally like the most. But yeah, I'll see y'all sometime within the next few days. Later.